Are we live? Look at that. We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is having an incredible day. And today's Saturday, and we are literally 24 hours away to one of the biggest pay per views of the year, and that is the Royal Rumble. And this is personally one of my favorite times of the year, Royal Rumble season. And personally, out of all four, out of SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and the Royal Rumble, I kind of love the Royal Rumble the most. No, scratch that. I love the Royal Rumble the most. And as much as I give shit to WWE, I'm not gonna lie, I will give credit where credit is due. WWE has done a great job, like building up these Royal Rumble matches. Not the pay per view itself, but the Royal Rumble matches itself. Because, like, the Royal Rumble match this year is so unpredictable. They can go so many ways, either good or bad. And again, I'll give credit where credit is due. I am honestly really excited about the Royal Rumble tomorrow night. But this is tonight's is going to, of course, this video is going to be my predictions. Of course, everyone in the IWC is posting their predictions, and I want to put my name in the hat. So I'm gonna say my predictions. I'm gonna go over some of the matches and some of the results that I think could happen tomorrow night at the Royal Rumble. Now, without further ado, let's get this matchup underway. Now, let's get this video underway, not matchup. I'm not competing in any matchup. But let's talk about this card. So, the first matchup we're going to go over is Bobby Lashley defending the United States Championship against Matt Riddle. And, like, I won't say that their matchup, the way they booked that matchup was, I won't say it's bad, but it's not like good either. It's kind of mediocre. It's mediocre. But, like, despite its booking, I still think this is going to be a good match. Because Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle are two great workers in the ring. And I feel like this is going to be like a workhorse type matchup and is definitely going to be hard hitting. But who do I think is going to win? I think Bobby Lashley is going to retain the United States Championship. No question. No question. It also could be possible that Matt Riddle could retain the United States Championship and Bobby Lashley could win the Royal Rumble matchup. But I digress, and I'm going to talk about the men's Royal Rumble match in a few minutes. But I think Bobby Lashley is going to win the United States Championship over Matt Riddle tomorrow night at the Royal Rumble. Then we get to our next matchup, the Women's Tag Team Championships. Charlotte Flair and Asuka going against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. First of all, this rivalry is terrible. Okay? Secondly, they need to discontinue the titles because they are just doing nothing with them. Nothing. Like, honestly, when was the last time Charlotte and Asuka fought as a team? Like, when was the last time? Like, say, like a couple of weeks ago? Say, like 4 or 5 weeks ago? Like, honestly, it makes no sense. They should honestly discontinue the Women's Tag Team Championships. They are literally the worst titles, not just in WWE, but in pro wrestling as a whole. They're terrible belts and they need to be discontinued. Who do I think is going to win this matchup? Personally, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I think those ladies are gonna regain the women's tag team championship because I just don't see Charlotte Flair and Asuka retaining because first of all, they're not even doing anything with the women's tag team championships with Charlotte and Asuka holding them in the first place. Asuka's too busy dealing with Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair is too busy dealing with Lacey Evans. So, they're kind of too busy doing their separate things. It really makes you wonder, what was the point of even giving Charlotte and Asuka the women's tag team championships in the first place? Oh, because it's Charlotte Flair. And just because she came back, we need to give her a title. Oh, hail Charlotte Flair. Oh, hail Charlotte Flair. My God, man. My God. Then we get to probably the scariest matchup of the night. Drew McIntyre defending the WWE Championship against Goldberg. What do I have to say about this match? Honestly, what do I even have to say? This matchup shouldn't be happening in the first place. I don't get it. You got wrestlers like Mustafa Ali, like Kofi Kingston, Ricochet. Ricochet could benefit from having a matchup with Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. You got so many wrestlers you could have chose to face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, but instead you went with Goldberg. You went with Goldberg. Just doesn't make any sense. And the reasoning behind it doesn't make any sense. Goldberg saying oh, you don't respect the legends. Bitch, did you see Night of Champions? Where he literally defended the Legends honor against Randy Orton and Goldberg legit, literally this rivalry is set around Drew McIntyre not respecting Legends enough, which makes no fucking sense. Jesus. But my God, Goldberg shouldn't be in this matchup. Goldberg shouldn't be in this matchup at all. Okay? But my prediction is Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, I hope and pray Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship. Because this matchup shouldn't be happening in the first place. I wouldn't be surprised if Goldberg beats McIntyre. I'm obviously going to be pissed off by it. But it's possible. Okay, because this is WWE at the end of the day. But I really hope and pray Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship. That's my prediction. I really hope and pray that's the case. So we go from a matchup that I'm not looking forward to a matchup that I'm definitely looking forward to. Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Kevin Owens in a last man standing match. Bro, first of all, this is without a doubt the best WWE rivalry right now. Hands down, the best WWE rivalry right now. This has been so good. Roman Reigns right now as a heel is having one of his best runs, if not the best run in his entire career. I was originally a Roman Reigns hater. But Roman Reigns as a heel, bro, he's without a doubt one of the best wrestlers right now in not just in WWE, but in professional wrestling as a whole. That's how good Roman Reigns is as a heel. And Kevin Owens is doing some of his best work of his career. This is some actual great shit. Okay? And I'm just really excited. And I would not be surprised if Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens ends up being match of the night. And that's also my prediction right there. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens is definitely going to be match of the night. Okay, both of these men are going to kill it. I am excited about this matchup. Both men are literally going to kill each other, and I am so excited. But my prediction for this matchup is Roman Reigns is going to retain the Universal Championship against Kevin Owens. But Kevin Owens is going to give it his all. This is definitely going to be match of the night, hands down. I can't wait for this matchup, but Roman Reigns is going to end up retaining the Universal Championship. Okay, it's time. It is time to talk about the Rumble matches. First of all, let's talk about the women's match. Let's talk about the women's Royal Rumble. Now, the women's Royal Rumble it's not as unpredictable as the men's Royal Rumble, which I will talk about after this match. But the women's Royal Rumble has some unpredictability to it. Like, we have the obvious choice, Bianca Belair. Some people are saying Bayley might win. Like, even though I'm not crazy about Bayley winning the Royal Rumble, I wouldn't mind it. Some people might say Alexa Bliss, which I can see. Some people might say Becky Lynch might return. Some people say Ronda Rousey might make her return. And, like, there's some unpredictability in the women's Royal Rumble. But if I have to choose who will win this year's Royal Rumble for the women, it has to be Bianca Belair. Okay? Like, first of all, Bianca Belair has major momentum. She has the most momentum going into this matchup. Not to mention the fact that 90% of the people in the IWC, like, instead of, like, of course there's a select few that might say the Baileys and the Alexa Bliss and the Becky Lynches and the Rondas, but most of the community are saying that Bianca Belair might win this matchup and should win this matchup because she's that damn good. Okay? Like, Bianca, and not to mention the bad, like, I already said Bianca Belair was on a roll. Like, Bianca Belair was technically the sole, well, Lana was the sole survivor, but we're not going to talk about that. Bianca Belair put on one of the best performances at Survivor Series, and she picked, like, she has been doing incredible, like, some of her best work in the ring. And not to mention the fact that she defeated a former SmackDown Women's Champion in Bayley and is literally in a program with Bayley. Okay? Like, come on. You can't go wrong. Not to mention the fact that Bianca Belair is talented. Bianca Belair has a great character. Bianca Belair is great on the promo work. And literally, you can go either way. Like, Bianca Belair and Asuka could be a great matchup at WrestleMania. And the one where I hope WWE does this, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. The battle of the bosses, the battle of the bitches, basically. Okay, you're talking about two of the cockiest women who are literally two of the best female wrestlers in the world right now. Imagine Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks, the EST versus the Boss for the SmackDown Women's Championship. That is where it's at. That is big money right there. If you want a big matchup for WrestleMania, there you go. It's literally given to you on a silver platter. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. It makes sense. And again, both Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are incredible on the mic. Imagine the promo work. Imagine the savagery. Imagine the burns that these two ladies would go after each other. Like, it is insane. This match needs to happen at WrestleMania. Okay, that is the big money matchup. Okay, like, that's my prediction. Bianca Belair is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble, and will face Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. But that's just my prediction. I really hope it happens. I really hope it happens. Now we got to talk about the main event of the evening, the men's Royal Rumble match. And bro, there are so many names that could win this year's Royal Rumble. Keith Lee, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, my boy, Shinsuke Nakamura. Edge is in the Rumble. There's rumors that John Cena might come back. There's rumors that CM Punk might come back, even though that could be false. Brock Lesnar, hell, Goldberg, which I hope and pray Goldberg doesn't get near this matchup. Big E Langston, like Sheamus, like Jay Uso, all these names. Like there's so many names that could win the Royal Rumble, and it makes so much sense. Bobby Lashley could win the Royal Rumble. Like so many names. Like and it makes sense. AJ Styles, Sheamus, like the unpredictability in this matchup is insane, and I love every second of it. But I have to choose one. And this has been extremely difficult for me because there's like so many names. So many names. But if I have to choose, my prediction to win this year's men's Royal Rumble is none other than my boy Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay, first of all, I'm a mark for Nakamura. You can't go wrong. I can't go wrong. Like, I'm a mark for Nakamura. But not to mention the fact that Nakamura has been on a roll lately. Okay, like he has been getting like a small push. Okay, and of course, like Nakamania was trending for a little while, and it could be possible that WWE might do another underdog type story for Shinsuke Nakamura, another redemption story for Shinsuke Nakamura, which I wouldn't mind because I'm a Nakamura fan and Nakamura deserves to finally be on top of the world. But that's my prediction. My prediction is Shinsuke Nakamura winning the Royal Rumble and will face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But again, if Nakamura doesn't win, I'm not going to be angry about it. Because as long as the winner makes sense, and trust me, there is a lot of wrestlers that make sense. Like I said, Styles, Nakamura, Sheamus, Lee, Bryan, Cesaro, Lashley, Lesnar, Cena, Edge. I just named 10 names off the top of my head that can win the Royal Rumble. And like I said, I usually give WWE shit, well-deserved shit, okay, well-deserved criticism, but I have to admit, this Royal Rumble is the most unpredictable Royal Rumble I have seen in the last couple of years. The most unpredictable Royal Rumble I have seen in the last couple of years, and I cannot wait for the men's Royal Rumble. But those are my predictions. I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. Do you guys fully agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me in a prediction? I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. What are your predictions for this year's Royal Rumble pay-per-view? And who do you guys think is going to win this year's Royal Rumble match, both men and women? I want to know what you guys think in the comments section. But other than that, that's all I got to say. That's all I gotta say. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment, and make sure you're not you can say whatever you want. You can say any take, any perspective. Okay, just don't be an asshole in the comment section. That's just my only rule in this channel. Just don't be an asshole and you'll be good. Okay, but that's all I gotta say. I make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. If you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And of course, I'm gonna make a Royal Rumble post show tomorrow night, either tomorrow night or on Monday. But make sure you're on the lookout for that. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you so much for watching. This is Gabriel, Until next time, I will see you next time in the asylum. Good night, everyone.